Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. According to Michael Benson, when asked about, Canelo Alvarez's next fight in September, Golden Boy President Eric Gomez revealed that Canelo Alvarez has told them he would love to challenge Callum Smith for his WBA super middleweight title in the UK, preferably at Wembley Stadium. Eddie Hearn also responded to this and said he'd also love to make that happen. So if we look at the Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith fight, we realize that would be an interesting matchup of styles, because styles truly do make fights, and a clash like that would really, really make fights. And if you look at a Callum Smith, a lot of guys will say he's another Rocky Fielding. A lot of guys will call him a bum because they don't know anything about Callum Smith. They don't understand boxing. These guys are casuals, and they're not fans of boxing. They're fans of fighters or promoters. So if we're going to be honest and unbiased, Callum Smith is a top-level talent, and in my opinion, is an elite-level talent. Callum Smith is 25-0 with 18 knockouts. He won the World Boxing Super Series. He's the super middleweight champion. He's 29 years old, in his prime, same as Canelo, both prime fighters. He's 6'3". He's an orthodox fighter, and he's at a higher weight class than when Canelo Alvarez fights at. So he would have some advantages. He would have the height advantage. He would have the reach advantage. He would have the weight advantage coming into that fight, because Callum Smith is a top-level fighter. He's undefeated, and he's coming off a knockout win against George Groves. At the end of the day, Callum Smith is a top-tier fighter, and a lot of people won't give him credit. And the reason why I believe Canelo Alvarez is targeting Callum Smith is because not only does he want to go up to super middleweight and win another belt and another weight division, and that doesn't mean that he's not going to unify the middleweight division. That doesn't mean he's not going to do that. But remember, Canelo Alvarez already stated earlier that he's going to fight 3 times in 2019. And one of those fights could potentially be against a Callum Smith in the UK at Wembley Stadium. That would be a massive fight. That would fill out the stadium. And Canelo Alvarez, who's already an international superstar in North America, imagine if he brought that same energy to the UK. Imagine what a show that would be. Canelo Alvarez is going global superstar status. He's already ranked as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter on the IBFP's, pound-for-pound list, because we have to be honest, Canelo Alvarez has been performing at an elite level against top-level competition. He hits hard. He's a crisp body puncher, and I believe, before the Danny Jacobs fight, I thought Danny Jacobs would give Canelo more of a difficult fight because of the height and reach advantage. But seeing what he did to Danny Jacobs, it just makes me feel that Callum Smith wouldn't be able to do much else other than what Danny Jacobs did. Fight tentatively, stay on the back foot at times, and not really want to engage with Canelo Alvarez at points, because the body shots, once again, it's hard to stop Canelo Alvarez's body shots, and when you start feeling them, you're not wanting to go for it. You're not wanting to sit in the pocket with Canelo. You're not going to want to bang with Canelo, and I don't think Callum Smith would want to do that with Canelo Alvarez. I give Callum Smith a chance in the fight. I think he's a very good fighter, has a lot of good skills, and is at a higher weight class, so he would present a lot of unique challenges for Canelo Alvarez. But that doesn't mean I don't believe Canelo Alvarez would win. I think Canelo Alvarez would still top Callum Smith. I think it'll be an interesting fight. I would love to see it happen. It's a history and a legacy type of fight for Canelo Alvarez to go up, beat an undefeated world champion in his home soil, and grow his own brand. That's what a #1 pound-for-pound type of fighter does. Do things that are unconventional. Do things, and show the world, not just one market, how great of a superstar you are. I think Canelo Alvarez would still wear down Callum Smith. I think he would break him down with body shots again, just like he did Rocky Fielding, even just like he did Danny Jacobs. You have to realize that when he fought Danny Jacobs, he outlanded Danny Jacobs in the body shots. In landed body shots, Canelo Alvarez landed 43% of his body shots. Danny Jacobs landed 20%. That's the reason why Danny Jacobs was not wanting to engage with Canelo Alvarez, especially early in the fight. He felt those shots. Even late in the fight, he didn't really want to engage too much. He picked his points where he wanted to engage so he could go to a decision, so he could feel like he could cry robbery. But at the end of the day, there was no robbery. Canelo Alvarez clearly won this fight. There was no controversy. And I think Callum Smith versus Canelo Alvarez would be so much of the same. I understand the styles are a little bit different, but at the end of the day, Canelo Alvarez would do like the same thing that he did to Rocky Fielding, the same thing he did to Danny Jacobs. And that would chop down that tree. I think Callum is a very good talent. I think he's a very good fighter. and I think he's good competition for Canelo. But I just don't see Callum Smith having enough in the tank, enough, variety in his skill set to do anything with Canelo Alvarez, because I just don't think he's that versatile of a fighter to come in and, be able to make the adjustments needed to beat a Canelo Alvarez. Because to beat Canelo Alvarez, you have to have much more than height and reach and be a good boxer. You have to be something special in boxing. And Danny Jacobs has proven that he just was not at that level. Canelo Alvarez is a generational type talent, and we have to be honest and unbiased. But once again, unbiased as always, it's the IBFP. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.